The following content is intended for a mature audience only. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Boom, boom. We're on British Bears, coming to you from another land. The British Bears Show, another kind of fan. Bears fans all day, Bears fans all night, 365 days, 5,000 miles away. Hey, hey, hey! The British Bears, the Irish Bears, the German Bears, the Polish Bears. Wait, what? We are bears. We are bears. We are bears. Fans. The British Bears. The British Bears. Welcome to the British Bears.
And now your hosts, Jason UK Bears and Dave Bears UK.
Oh, look at that. It was your intro and everything.
Yeah, I reckon that
leave it?
Northerner's sabotaged it, mate. That Northerner's sabotaged it.
He did, didn't he? He did. He just,
Yeah.
he's left. He
That's all right.
left in the trap.
I'll watch it on YouTube later, mate.
That's all right. But yeah, cool. Welcome in. Good to see you, mate.
And you.
Sorry to everyone that we missed last week. The British Bears were out of action. Dave was working. I was ill, and
working.
broken his laptop. So, yeah, happy New Year to Armando's in the chat. Squeegee's in the chat as usual. Two of our regulars. Good to see you, boys. Happy New Year to you guys and everyone. How are you doing, Dave? You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right, mate. Happy New Year to you all. We had a nice Christmas in sunny Berkshire, in snowy Berkshire, and then we went away for a few days in the New Year, get a bit of fresh air. Obviously drove back with anticipation for the Bears game Sunday night, and then back to work.
Yeah, lovely. It's a bit of a disappointment, wasn't it, Sunday? Let's be honest. I think we said in the chat it was a bit of a tough watch. It was just awful, wasn't it? And just the offense, man. Jeez. We just couldn't seem to get it going, could we?
No, correct.
Yeah. So, Caleb, what do you reckon? How would you? Let's do it as keep it in Chris's style. We'll start off with Caleb in the offense. He was 20 of 33, 212 yards for a 6.4 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 sack for a rating of 86.9. How do you think he did?
Yeah, it was a struggle, wasn't it? I think initially everything was being set up for the Bears to have a fantastic day, claim that number 2 spot off their own steam. I'll be honest with you, Goff, he came out looking pretty good, but was there any pressure on him? No. Detroit Lions were going to go nowhere after this game except the beach. But Goff, he came out all guns blazing, and is it St. Brown? He was awesome, and that's where I think we struggled. I think because Detroit had such good momentum to start off with, it was a real struggle for Caleb and the offense line and the wide receivers just to get going. And we all watched the game together live, and I was expecting a nice end of season, go out all guns blazing, and then obviously with the hope that we would get Green Bay in the playoffs, which we have, but it just fizzled out too quickly for us. And you know what? The stadium, though, they stayed with the team, but Caleb, he just couldn't get going. He just couldn't get the momentum. Passes weren't coming to him. His legs weren't moving quick enough. And obviously, until we got to the fourth quarter, then it was like watching a different team. But initially, yeah, Caleb, he was struggling. I think he still hit. Did he hit a certain milestone with his passing or running yards?
He certainly did. Yeah. He needed 270 yards to get 4,000. Only 109 to get the single season record, which he did. He is now that is the highest number of yardage for a Bears passer in the franchise history. So he surpassed Erik Kramer's 1995 total of 38
Okay.
with 395.
Yeah, so
yeah.
And which is a massive. And come on, be fair. So I'm not going to go through this podcast tonight being negative because obviously it's been a fantastic season. Was I expecting a poor performance at some point throughout the season? Yes, I was. But I think Caleb and Ben Johnson have set the bar so high now. It gets to a point where having a bad game, we're not used to that this season, and which is a shock because normally I'll be talking to my NFL mates about all this and saying, well, the Bears will be better next year. But this year we actually are better. So I'm going to try and remain positive tonight, Jason, mate.
Yeah, I think we should. You're right. I'm the same, mate. I was a bit disappointed with that. I think because we wanted some momentum going into the playoffs, didn't we? It came off the back of the Niners game, which actually, despite being a defeat, everyone was pretty positive about because it was like a shootout, wasn't it? And we just scored points for fun. Just failed at the last second again. But this was just a bit different, wasn't it? We were just sort of stifled from beginning to end.
I'm a big believer in sports psychology and the winning mentality. So what's that now? I think did I read somewhere the last game that we actually won was against the Packers, and the last game the Packers won was against us. So
Is that right?
yeah, they don't. Yeah, and you think, oh Jesus, but like I say, sports psychology, keeping that winning mentality. You want to see Ben Johnson doing his sort of like after game speech in the dressing room. She just gets the momentum and every positive. But I believe the vibe in Chicago is still massively positive. I'm just glad we've got that bad game out of the way. We can't play like that on Saturday night. We can't, and we know we're not going to go to that sort of like lower level again. So we've got that one. We've blown the cobwebs, blown the turkey, cobwebs, beer, whatever out of the way now. So let's get rocking into the Packers next Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. We still had a fantastic season. Squeegee's saying he was hoping the team would come out and look like a team ready for the playoffs, and I think that's what we were hoping. Unfortunately, they didn't. What's worse is they didn't seem like they were very excited in the presser today. I haven't actually seen the press any conferences today. I think they were probably disappointed about the weekend, to be honest. But they need to get that sort of taste out of their mouth, don't they, quite quickly and get rolling into Saturday. I mean, it's sort of a weird feeling that it's Packers week, but it doesn't really feel like it to me. I don't know how you think, but it doesn't seem to feel like it's just playoffs, isn't it? We're not, like I say, we're not used to it. I think we should try and remember that and try and keep it positive and just remember, it's the playoffs, man. It's the first time we've been here for a little while.
I was trying to explain to my wife how important Saturday night is, and she ain't got a fucking clue, mate. And it's as I said to you the other night, I'm watching like the game, and she's watching some pottery program, and it's the importance of this game as well. Look, I don't want to say the L word, but if it does happen, we've got to look back and reflect on this season. So for me, we've got nothing to lose, man. We've got nothing to lose, and we should really go. I want a real shootout with these. I won't say these wankers from fucking Green Bay. I want to shoot out with them, but I know we'll talk about that later. But I think everyone was a little bit deflated after that. So
I think it was the manner. Armando's saying, I think he's actually confirming what you said about the last time they won was the Bears. Are they on a 4-game losing streak then, are they? So he said he had a Packers fan actually post, "Hey Bears, nice way to go into the playoffs on a 2-game losing streak." And I asked him, so 2 is more than 4? And he blocked him. Excellent. Maybe you're right. That is the last game they won was the game at Lambeau against us. Labrat457, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. 19 points against the Lions is a defensive win. We're going to talk about that. That's definitely something I was going to try and spin as a positive. Squeegee says, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I'm honestly impressed with what we accomplished this year. A lot more than what I expected. Pink Zeppelin says, I need subtitles. I can't understand the accent. Sorry. Well, you should be lucky, Chris. Where are you from, Pink Zeppelin? You should be lucky that Chris isn't here then, because he's from Yorkshire and he's got a proper accent. You wouldn't. You'd be struggling with that one, I'm sure. But that's quite funny. Welcome in anyway. Good to see you. But Squeegee's right. I mean, some people were predicting, even some of the guys on BCP were predicting sort of 8 and 9 season, a losing season. And I was going to mention in my super duper special end of regular season stat bomb spectacular about the change in the offense and this stuff this year. I know you're looking forward to that. But yeah, so we've come a long way. Who was expecting? Who on earth was expecting that turnaround? Johnson's come. We are two people. Squeegee, we are two people separated by a common language. we are indeed.
So you asked me about Caleb. What's your thoughts from Sunday night?
Oh, do you know? I just feel like the whole game it was under a bit more pressure. I think because I think we missed Ozzy Trapillo with him being out.
Yes.
Benedette is just not as good in pass protection, is he? Hutchinson's a hell of a player, and they just seem to cause us problems all week, all night, didn't they? So I think. Is it Al Qadim Mohammed, the guy we had here for 1 year, 2 years ago? He's got double-digit sacks on the other side. Yeah. So, I mean, he didn't really do much for us, but he's obviously having a good season there. I know they were missing a Lee McNeil in the middle, but they seem to get a lot of pressure, didn't they? Again, I don't have access to a lot of the sort of PFF stats, and I haven't had time the last couple of days to sort of trawl too much with my stat bomb prep. But I know that, it just seemed like he was under a lot of pressure. And yeah, I think there's a lot of things that went wrong from the drops to the sort of not getting the running game going, which didn't help. A couple of missed passes as well, as is normal. It just didn't work very well, did it? It felt flat. It felt a bit kind of like, and I know one of the things he said though, is he said that he was going to be doing a very basic offense, wasn't he? So of course we saw some trick plays from Detroit because they've got nothing else to worry about this season. We were going to keep all our tricks in our bag, weren't we? Until next week or the following couple of weeks. So if we're lucky, I think he was playing a very vanilla game on both sides of the ball because we weren't going to give any secrets away for next week. But even so, I think we should have done better. I think we just wasn't on a game quite so much. Maybe as much as we love our coaching staff and think they're going to get them ready for every game, maybe there was a little bit of like everyone's got their eyes on next week in terms of the players. Just don't know. It was just one of those sort of meh performances, wasn't it? Like penalties weren't too bad. Although we had our obligatory false start, didn't we, or whatever it was. We had still leading the NFL in pre-snap penalties. So that's something I look forward to getting cleaned up next year when everyone's been running the offense for a bit longer. But just a really kind of flat game. For third downs, we were 4 for 11, and I think a couple of those were later on in the game. So we were dreadful early on in converting third downs, and that was a big problem all day. I agree, Armando. I think it's got to stay more with a run. Although we didn't have the best day, it was only 65 yards on the ground, but we only had 18 running attempts. But this is the other problem we had. It's because we couldn't get the Lions off the field. We didn't run that much. We only ran 59. I think I heard the Jeff Joniak, the Bears Etc. podcast. I listened to that today, and I think he said in the first half of the last 3 games, we've only run 59 plays with the ball. So our defense just isn't getting the other team off the field to give us a chance with the ball. So it kind of works both ways, So, it's all the time of possession was just so skewed in the Lions' favour, wasn't it? Certainly early on, because we just couldn't convert a third down and we couldn't stop any of theirs. So I think we both need to be better in that respect. Although someone said, where was he here? Labrat 457 says that 19 points against the 5th best offense in the NFL held them to 19 points. As much as we're saying our defense, lets them march down the field, we did pretty well in keeping them off the scoreboard. So a couple of good, 3 field goals and 1 touchdown, wasn't it? So initially, I think the 4th one was the winner, wasn't it? So we did all right keeping them out of the red zone, out the end zone when they're in the red zone. But I think I agree with
I think Detroit missed the field goal as well, didn't they?
They didn't they? That's right. They missed one as well.
Yeah, so they did miss one. So I know we haven't got to the defence yet, but they, 19 points holding the Lions back, and Goff was flowing. St. Brown was flowing. Have they got a Williams as well?
Jameson Williams. Yeah.
I think he scored a T. I think it was in got a T, but they looked all right going forward. But they kept finding gaps. Even one of our old running backs, Montgomery. I watched the highlights earlier today, and he was doing what I believe Monongai normally does. Hits the first tackle, but then pushes through for another few yards. Yeah. And whereas this week Monongai, he hit the brick wall this week and didn't get through it. So Yeah, it was an interesting game. Was we all expecting more? Of course we was, but Caleb, he can reset himself ready for Saturday night now. Let's get that shit game out of the way, which we have done now, and let's crack on.
Yeah, so King Booker World's in the house. He says, salute my fellow bastitches. We're talking playoff football, you heard? Hell yeah, man. That's it. We're going to... Thanks, Booker, for keeping us positive. We need a bit of lifting after a disappointing weekend, but ultimately, as we were saying, we're going to keep it positive because we're in the playoffs, man. So first time for some time. So we do our first playoff wins for 15 years, isn't it, I think? Was the last time we won a playoff game, so it's about time we put that right. Evie Bear Down Davis, Bad Kitty is in the house. Yo Bears gang. Anyone else joined us? No. Yes, but Squeegee. Hopefully Booker continues to show Jordan some love, man. Happy New Year to you, Evie, and yeah, thanks for jumping in. But yeah, I think we are gonna keep it positive because we're in the bloody playoffs.
Yes.
So
100%, mate.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I'm whacking in a bit of overtime Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So I should be home 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Told the missus I'm going to get a bit of shut eye for a few hours, and I'm going to be geared up, ready for the game. So
planning on watching live.
100%, mate. Yeah, 100%. How can I not?
Yeah. I keep saying I'm not going to because I've been so tired, man, lately. I keep thinking, I need a good night's sleep. I'll watch it in the morning. But we're off out Saturday night. So again, it depends what time we get back in. I expect I'll probably be thinking about going to bed, and then I'll end up just staying up and watching it. Like my little brain just knows when the Bears are playing. I can't get to sleep, so we'll see.
I think that's for all of us, really. Like, obviously, we've got to have a work-life balance. I get that. But this is mega. It's going to be mega, mate.
Absolutely, yeah. Packers in the playoffs. And I know, as many people have been surprised to find out, it's only the third time ever we've played him in the playoffs. This will be. The first was in 1941. The last time was in that 2010, was it, championship game? 2011. And then, of course, this is the third. So, yeah, if they can't get up for this one, then they should give up, shouldn't they, really?
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%.
But yeah, we'll talk about them up there, our other team up north in a little while. But offensively, I mean, yeah, that was it really. We just didn't get it going. Only 270 total yards on the day, which is for us not the best, is it? We're used to seeing them do quite well, especially after the performance against the Niners the week before. I think that's why we're all a bit disappointed. But I think it's like we've got to do the same as the team, as Ben Johnson will be getting them doing, is just flush that, and just
talking about the offense. Sorry, I found it really quite strange that how much he used the tight ends as well, and Loveland, Jesus, he was fantastic, and Komet was doing his bits and pieces as well, and it's just so interesting that every time Caleb took a few yards back to look, he was always looking for the guys. So whether or not they're going to do that sort of tactics against Green Bay, I don't know. But I found it really interesting. So I think the tight end's my favourite position. And I think if I ever played the game, that would have been the position for me. But yeah, I thought it was really good. And I think hats off to especially Loveland. He was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. He had a hell of a game. So yeah, I got another stat for that later. But I think after a slow start to the season, he's really coming into his own, isn't he? I think I've said for a few weeks now, despite his uncharacteristic drop, and he's got probably the best hands on the team. I think he doesn't seem to drop anything until last weekend.
To be honest with you, Jason, mate, it's the first 3 quarters was such a disaster for the O-line and offense and all that, and him dropping the ball, that was just like the fucking cherry on the cake, really, wasn't it? And then you think, nothing's going to go for us today, but then it all went happy days in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Oh, a couple of others have jumped in. Robert Phillips, welcome. He says, hey, all bear down. Good to see you. Patty Lara's in as well. Hey, guys, been listening. Have a meeting soon. Let's fucking go Bears and fuck Green Bay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Like
hi, Patty. Good to see you. Have a great meeting for that. Unfortunately, you're still at work, obviously, with the time difference. But hey-ho, thanks for coming in. I know that her and Amanda are always here, aren't they? So, yeah,
yes.
Thanks for joining us. Where was I? Yeah, tight ends. I know we knew it was a big feature of his offense, and I guess he was why they chose him. Ben Johnson, sorry, is why they chose him for their first pick. I know some people were losing their minds, weren't they, saying that why we're picking a tight end, in the top 10 of the draft. But I think we're seeing the value of that now. And in terms of the rookies, especially on offense, man, the draft is starting to come good. With Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, Ozzy Trapillo, and Colin Munungai as now almost like cornerstones of the offense. I think Trapillo's got a bit of a way to go, but I think he was kind of settled in and had kind of claimed that sort of spot as his own, the left tackle spot. So hopefully he's back for the weekend. Yeah, Booker's absolutely right, man. Despite the records, I think the Packers are the team under pressure. They were one of the favourites to get to the Super Bowl before the Micah move. Nobody had the Bears in anything. House money. I use that phrase quite a lot now. We are playing with house money. Obviously, nobody wants to lose to the Packers. So we'll just, let's just win that one on Saturday, and then the rest we'll see where we go. But playoffs, man. It's just awesome, isn't it? What's this? Who's this? Whisper Mason. Hello. I think having to play the Packers will wake them up. Kind of reduces the letdown loss. The letdown loss, is that right? I think you're right. They'll be up for that. A lot of them know what it means, don't they? I think you saw that from the victory, the locker room sort of victory the week after the Packers lost last time. All of them just mentioned that that's still got a bad taste in their mouth from the Green Bay loss. Robert Phillips is shitting a brick already. Evie says the word is LaFleur may be losing his job too. I saw a lot of fans complaining about LaFleur, a lot of the Packers fans, they're really moaning about LaFleur, which is interesting. But
what are they actually moaning about?
Just about him, saying he's rubbish, he's lost it, he can't, he's not calling plays well, just complaining because they were losing games basically. So, who'd have thought fickle sports fans let down, meaning they're taking the game for granted. I'm on the south side, we're up for this FGB. Says Whisper Mason. Yeah. No, I think they'll be up for it. It's just taking taking the game for granted. I don't think the team will. I may say we thought we'd come out blazing this time, didn't we? Because the Lions they said they had nothing to play for, but I think that meant a lot to them as well, didn't it? I think they still got a bit of a chip about Ben Johnson leaving to come to us. I
think also we got to take into consideration that the Lions had nothing to lose. And can you imagine being on the Bears squad and you've played every game and then you get hurt or injured in that particular game against the Lions and that's your season over, which could potentially be one of the best it's one of the best seasons in years at the moment, but it could potentially be a historic season. So, if you're one of those players, would you treat it as not a pre-season friendly, but it's that sort of vibe, isn't it? Whereas I think on Saturday we can just it'd be pure fury and pure anger towards the Green Bay Packers. Whereas I do believe that our guys did hold back a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, or hoping what happened.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, totally. I think, and like you say, he said he wasn't going to. It was a very basic offense. They didn't show any tricks. So I'm hoping that that's the same. It's going to be the same sort of situation where because it's you win or you're out. You win or you go home, don't you? It's like the playoffs now. This is it. So you're going to hope that he's got them up for that. I think the city will be buzzing all week, we'll just have to you'll have to get them ready for it. But I can't even begin to pronounce this username on it. Nanka Y8T or something. Hello, happy New Year to you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Evie says she keeps seeing the Bears against the Steelers Super Bowl in her dreams. A chance to get the final revenge on Aaron Rodgers, eh? That'd be quite sweet. But anything else for the offense, mate? Anything other things you want to mention about the offense for the last game?
No, I just hope, like I said earlier, that we've got this bad game out of our way now, and then it's let the coaches do their work. I know there's going to be a lot of media attention on them this week. And you know what? Caleb hasn't let us down all season, has he? So Caleb will look after us.
Yeah, exactly. Robert Phillips is on fire. Everyone is 0-0 right now, just like that blow-up doll in the background. He's talking about my Staley there. that way. Oh, that way. That one there. That's nice little Staley keeps me company. But what he's actually doing in the back there, because I don't know if you can see, they've got mirrored wardrobes there. So if I didn't put him in the way, you'd be in the reflection is the back of my head. And, I just like to cover that up because no one needs to see that. So, Robert, I think it might be I think the players had their focus in this playoff game. I think we have kind of agreed between us, something I think, Dave, that I think maybe that was the case, even if it's just a bit subconsciously. I think they just maybe their little bit of their thoughts were on to next week because I think they're in the playoffs, and maybe just the Lions wanted it a bit more. They wanted to just finish the season on a strong note. But yeah, it is what it is. Offensively, like we can do better, and hopefully we will. So, but thirdly, we've got to get the ball back first, haven't we? So
yeah. How many games did Detroit win last season? They won quite a few, didn't they?
15, I think, wasn't it? They 15-2, man.
Yeah. So for them, they've had a very difficult season. I just hope we don't have a similar peak too early, and then. But I've just got a feeling with the youth that we've got on the O line and all that, we've got a few years of positive and results coming our way. I think. I don't know what's happened to Detroit. Is it because Ben Johnson left? Who knows?
I saw on social media actually. It might have been last week, I think, or the week before. Someone compared Dan Campbell's record with Ben Johnson and without Ben Johnson, and it was very different. It was very, very different. He had a losing record without Ben Johnson and a winning record with him. So, coaching matters, doesn't it? We know that. So I think we all kind of agree that we had the best available coach in the cycle, who's hopefully going to be here doing special things with our quarterback for a decade. So hopefully that will last that long. Evie's saying that the energy's a bit different in Chicago with this upcoming playoff game. It's great to hear that actually from some of you guys in the chat about that are in the city. I can't imagine what it's like. I must be buzzing, man, in Chicago with sort of playoff football around the corner. So yeah, that'd be great to be there, wouldn't it? But hey ho, we're not. We're stuck in snowy England right now. So,
well, to be honest with you, if anybody's got the finances over there and want to ship me and you over on business, well, maybe British Airways business class, I'm willing to give up my overtime on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, yeah, I'd be willing to sort of lose out on a couple of days' pay, if anyone there in the chat is willing to fly us both over. But it depends if I've got to show my social media to the border police now. That's what you got to do, innit? Yes, because we won't get into politics. I can't go there. But yeah, Whisper Mason is saying, "Are you blokes in Chicago?" No, we are over here in the UK, man. We are British Bears fans in England, and do this show on a Tuesday night here on this channel where the guys Shorty and Foster and PJ and Carl do their show on a Thursday night, your time, 8 p.m. Central, I think it is. So yeah, check them out if you haven't seen them before, Whisper Mason. And he's also asking about when we became how did you get to be Bears fans? I think ours is a very similar story, isn't it, Dave? It was Channel 4 started showing highlights on a Saturday. Was it Saturday morning of the NFL? That's when it first came across here.
I'm trying to think. You're looking at probably about 1984. Channel 4 started going, didn't it? So yeah. Well,
so we both started to look at it then, and then obviously a certain fellow called Walter Payton was playing for the Bears, and that got me hooked. So obviously it became clear he's one of the best football players ever. And then 85 happened, of course, and then that's it. We're just that's certainly for me, that was just Bears fans from there, So So there he goes. Where is he there? Armando, yeah, he does. He always plugs the British Bears whenever I can. I really appreciate that. Armando and Patty are always, especially in Sean Sierra's and other chats. I always see you. I always see you guys giving us a big shout out on the other chats. So I really appreciate that, plugging our show all the time, and you're always here. So thanks, we appreciate that. Robert Phillips, Walter Payton, running back, VHS for me. VHS, yeah, as in that's where we used to see it, man. Steve Rogers, hello, good to see you, man. What's up, BCP? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Steve Rogers, as well. Good to see you again. Yeah, Robert Phillips says, how can you not see 34 play and not fall instantly in love with the game, man? It's just, thank God for YouTube now. Back in the day, we had to just use teletext on the television, didn't we? The old text service to find out. And to you guys as well, Robert and where are you? Whisper Mason. We also used to get, there was a newspaper came out on a Tuesday called First Down, which used to cover the NFL and college football. And I used to get that every week and just keep up with the results and the stats and all the rest of it. So, that's basically how we got into it. Oh, wow. Armando says he met 1984. He met Walter Payton in the Soldier Field locker room, and it was me and him talking alone for 10 minutes. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Amazeballs. I bet that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's what did it for me. That's what, I've got my 34 shirt. I had one back then as a kid, as a teenager. and then I got another one a few years back just to rep it again. That's what was you see in the opener to the show, which was at Tottenham Stadium last year, when obviously we went to see the Bears beat the Jags, smashed them.
Can I ask you? I know we're going off topic a little bit, but how did you feel when you saw the sort of like the statue of Walter Payton outside Soldier Field? How did you feel?
Emotional, man. It's just amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
Got a picture of me and the wife there, and a picture of me and Shorty, the owner of this channel. For those of you who don't know, if you're new, I got pictures of me and him, and then me and the wife standing there in the shadow of Walter Payton, and it's just and that's what I wanted. I wanted to go, and that's why I went last year. Is I wanted to, apart from it being Shorty's 50th birthday, and he kind of invited us over, half expecting us not to turn up. But we went over and watched a couple of games, and it was just I wanted to go and see it before any chance of us moving to a new stadium, to see the turf over which Walter Payton ran and all those other greats, before they move away from Soldier Field, if they do. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah, because I know. I'm sorry for going off topic, but I just found that when because obviously I went over to Chicago. Obviously, I went this year, but not in football season. But me and my boy went a couple of years ago, and we went for the Thursday night game. The game was shit, but I enjoyed every minute of it. But I decided the same as you. I wanted to go the day before, where there's hardly any people there, and it was pissing down with rain. It was windy, cold. But as soon as I saw the statue and the one of George as well, there's a lot of warm glow, and I just I think you said the word emotional. I felt emotional because as a sort of like a teenage lad and been following this team, and actually touching and thanking the guys. It's very emotional. I'm so glad I've had the opportunity and even the funds to be able to do that sort of thing, because I think as a Bears fan, it's very important that you actually feel what the places and the city is all about.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was the same. Evie's just saying, did I visit Hallis Hall? No, I didn't. I was looking at trying to get that done, but it's out of the town. It's out of the city, isn't it? So I didn't get around to it because we had, what Chicago's like. It's an incredible city. We were there for just under 2 weeks for Christmas and 2 Bears games and Shorty's birthday. So we didn't really get a chance. There's a lot of other stuff, but I didn't get to see Hallis Hall. So yeah, maybe next time. Oh, this is awesome. Some amazing stories in here, man. Robert Phillips, agree. Talking about sweetness, man, I seriously think Caleb has it in him to be a legend for this franchise. Just look at that DJ throw. 1,000%, man. If he carries on, if he can fulfill his potential with Ben Johnson, there'll be a statue of Caleb Williams outside our new stadium, won't there? I expect at some point, but long way to go yet. Let's worry about Saturday first. Armando's saying it was April the 20th, 1984, during a Chicago Blitz game, and Walter had his knee scoped and was on crutches, and he was sitting alone in the locker room waiting for Dan Jiggets and Revi Sori. Man, this is awesome. That's so cool. Imagine meeting him. Yeah, so Steve Rogers says here, look, this year's team is built offense first and defense second. Having a top offense and a bottom tier defense is backwards around here, but Poles and Ben can only do so much in 1 year. Offense needs to carry us in this playoff run. Yeah, absolutely agree with that, Steve. We know where we are, don't we? I think it's pretty obvious. I've got the stats to back it up, ready for next week, looking into next week's game. But yeah, in terms of our rankings, sort of over the season for offense and defense, we are definitely sort of offense first now, aren't we? Which is why it was disappointing at the weekend on Sunday, wasn't it, to not really get any points going until the fourth quarter. But yeah, love it. Love the stories in the chat, man. Thanks you guys so much for these awesome anecdotes. Love it. Yeah, exactly. But no, it was amazing. I went to the 2 games last year. I went to the Detroit game where we got beaten with a stumble bum play, that flipping one. Ben Johnson on the sidelines for Detroit, obviously. Saw Keenan Allen's career longest touchdown of 46 yards, that one in the opener. And it was absolutely freezing that day. It was a sub-zero day. And then the 26th of Thursday night game against the Seahawks, which obviously your lad will have been interested in.
Yeah.
We lost 6-3, didn't we? In the misty, miserly rain. I tell you what was good though is it was those sort of night games. I don't know if you go to the soccer much here. I used to go a lot. Those sort of night games, man. And it was even though the game was awful and stinking cold. That Seattle game last year was just incredible. Just the mist was coming off the lake, the sort of drizzle was falling. And the lights were on, and you could smell the turf because we had amazing seats from Shorty. He was just popped in. His meeting's over. What is up, my British Bears brothers? Good to see you, mate. yeah, even though we lost, it was like a miserable game. We had 2 touchdowns ruled out for various reasons. And yeah, it was just an incredible sort of atmosphere and vibe. It was the game where everyone was shouting "sell the team," after that 4th down field goal try that they decided to change their mind on. But Armando, yes, I've seen that video circulating when he's talking. I don't know if he's talking to someone on the headset or just to himself, but he says, I should have gone for it with that 4th down when we never saw the ball again. And I think it probably will go.
Did you notice as he said it, the intensity in his eyes? He really meant it as well. And you think, right, okay,
yeah,
lesson learned.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a first-year head coach. I know he's a play caller still, but I guess he's learning to sort of manage the entire game, isn't he? Because normally decisions like that wouldn't have been his to make entirely, I guess, under Dan Campbell, because it's Dan Campbell who decides whether to go for it. But yeah, we'll see. There you go. Yeah, Robert Phillips is asking another one. Look, random question, but UK fans, do you have Game Pass and Sky Sports to be able to watch all the games, Bears games? It winds me up when Bears games are blacked out. Game Pass, super expensive. Yeah, that's the situation I have. I know Dave has alternative arrangements. I
have got Sky though. I have got Sky.
Okay, yeah,
with my alternative arrangements went a bit Pete Tong the other night, so I had to go over to.
I don't have Sky Sports, but I buy through DAZN, DAZN. I buy the NFL Game Pass through that, and it pisses me off as well that I can't. I pay that £170 to watch every Bears game, and then if they show it on Sky, it gets blacked out on Game Pass, and that really boils my piss. I don't
think it's just a football issue as well, Jason, because obviously I went into my baseball as well.
Yeah,
and they put so many blackouts, and but you know what? Even if you go on Play Store, I found a fantastic app that plays radio commentary of all the sort of baseball games, and listening to commentary. I've done it before the NFL, and it's really, I don't know. Obviously we listen to soccer over here on the radio sometimes, and the commentators are really good. And when you're not physically watching a game, but listening to it, it gives you a different perspective as well. So. Yeah, I quite like. I don't know if many guys actually listen to the NFL on the radio, but I certainly have, and I've done it with baseball before, and I really enjoy it.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. Yeah, I was going to try and look a little bit of college football on because you can get that as well on the Zone on the Game Pass. So I've never got around to it. Yeah. I spend enough time watching Bears over and over again, so I probably haven't got time for more of that.
No.
Whisper Mason was asking, have we seen the Blues Brothers? Because he had a comment following it up saying, where is it?
Always, mate. I've seen it about 100 times. I love it.
Yeah. He says the current Pope grew up about a mile from the mall they destroyed in the Blues Brothers. I grew up about a mile in the other direction. The Bears, we're on a mission from God. I like it.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Peanut Head, welcome again. I've seen you in here before. Good to see you, man. He says all Bears should be required to watch a highlight reel of Walter Payton before a playoff game. Yeah, isn't that the truth, man? I still love watching that sort of stuff. Even I don't know if you've seen any of the old footage of like Gale Sayers, man. The way he used to run, he used to like cut in midair, man. It's just like a magician. Some amazing players we've had, haven't we? So let me just go through the chat. A bit more chat running through it. There's some people jumping in, man. I Tom GI, is that? Hello, good to see you. Bear down, Shorty. We sort of asked that one. Yeah, Robert Phillips. I've heard you mention of YouTube TV from some other streamers. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I've got the Game Pass. I'm not doing that. Peanut Head, penalties are up again, and the Bears are struggling. Coincidence? Actually, we only had 4 in this last game. 4 for 25 yards. 1 false start. Can't remember what the third one was, but there were 2 on Andrew Billings, wasn't there? Let's do that. Let's move on to the defense then about on the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andrew Billings just piling into the centre just for fun twice to give away. One of them was a first down as well, wasn't it? Was it 3rd and 1 or something? 3rd and something?
Yeah.
4th and 1. And he gave him a first down with that. So yeah, Armando mentioned Luther Burden catches that ball again. He had a drop, didn't he? Notorious TBG, welcome, man. Good to see you. He says, I think our offense is the bigger question mark. Defense is at least consistent and dependable in the red zone. Offense sputters out too much. Yeah, that really killed us in the game on Sunday, didn't it? Because of the time of possession. We didn't run the ball much because we didn't have the ball much. So, yeah, we need to just try and stay on the field, man. Those third down conversions early on were just desperately bad. We just couldn't make it. So you're right. When our offense is humming, it's on fire. It's amazing. But then sometimes, it's inconsistent, isn't it? For Notorious is right there, man. Completely agree. Evie says, get a VC3 TV box, easy for you to say, and get all sports and local channels all over the US. I don't know if that's available here. Shorty says, Jason, Dave, how are you feeling about the rubber match versus GB? We'll talk about that later, FGB. Yeah, and iTomGI says to Armando, I'm sure that Drop's eating at Luther. He'll come back hungry. Man, I'm so excited about what Luther Burden's going to become in this team, you know. He's electric with the ball in his hands, you know. Robert Phillips says he's OCD about watching the Bears. I couldn't do the radio.
Oh, I don't know. These youngsters, eh?
Yeah. King Booker says, this has been a hell of a ride this season. I'm proud of this team. No matter what, they deserve the love we give them. Hell yeah, man. That's the thing. It's
well said.
It's too easy to get all down about this last, two defeats in a row. But we, ended the season with 2 defeats in a row. But the last time we lost 2 games in a row was the beginning of the season. And what happened after that? We won the next 4. So I'll take that from this point.
Yes, yeah. Don't say things like
that. You got to put it out there. Dream it into existence, man. Yeah, iTomGI, I think we saw that. It was on the thumbnail for one of Shorty's shows. Swift and Manungai, the Bruise Brothers. Yeah. They love that the Griswolds are Bears fans, says Robert Phillips. Robert Phillips says all that old stuff seemed to be in slow motion. Can't work out if it is or not. Yeah, Squeegee, absolutely right, man. It's I've got that in my. Oh no, that's on my stats somewhere. But the defense has held teams to 18 points on average this year at home. The offense needs to step it up and score fast, and we need to score more early points, don't we? The defense has actually been pretty good. I know that we've given up a lot of yardage, but turnovers obviously change games, and they've managed to get those. But yeah, I think the red zone they've been pretty good. Obviously, the Niners game was a bit of an aberration, 5 out of 5. But we kept the Packers out of the end zone in 5 visits, didn't we, in the last game? So yeah, that's something to build on, certainly.
Yeah, I'm sure the defense for us got. I'm sure we sacked their quarterback twice. I'm trying to bloody. I'm sure Goff got hit twice. Yeah, I'm sure Goff got hit.
3. Yeah.
So for me, that showed a little bit of character because it showed they were hungry because Goff was quite mobile, and we definitely sacked him twice. I'm just Sweat and who's the other one? I'm sure
3.
I wrote it down some.
I think Dexter got one.
Yeah, and for me that was important. And we need to. I know we're going to talk about Green Bay later, which we definitely need to sort of like get into their QB very early on. I think, but
yeah. So yeah, Billings had a sack. Sorry, mate. Billings had a sack. Dexter had a sack, and then Grady Jarrett and Sweat got half each.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I know the defence have been getting a little bit of stick, but as people have said, we only gave away 19 points on Sunday. And if that's a rough about average, you can't really grumble about that. But I did quickly watch the highlights about an hour before me and you started speaking. And really, the first 3 quarters, there wasn't a lot of highlights for our offence.
No.
It was all about the Goff. So the defence had a busy old day, mate. And and well, like I said, in the red zone, we did pretty well.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's go to the defense then, mate. In the red zone, yeah, the Lions were 1 of 4 basically, so that's not bad. For like say the 5th most productive offense that the Lions have got and the 5th highest scoring. That's a pretty good effort, really. Although
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was a good effort to keep them out of the end zone. We just needed to get the ball back quicker because the difference in the time of possession was insane for the first half, wasn't it? Which doesn't bode well for the second half. If your defense are on the field for too long, then you know what happens. So,
yes, of course.
Scrolls, welcome, Scrolls. Good to see you, man. You're a regular visitor. He says, if we win the Super Bowl, I don't think the defense should be invited to the parade.
Oh, that's not fair. Come on.
It's quite harsh with those turnovers, man.
They're very harsh, yeah.
I get your sentiment, Alex. It's very funny. But yeah, I think they're still making a difference. Turnovers change games, man, and if we can keep doing that. I know people say they're not consistent. You can't rely on them, which is true. But when you make them, they change the game, So,
yeah, of course.
Robert Phillips is saying, geez, this crowd, the atmosphere is going to be insane. I think it is. I think playoff game against the Packers at Soldier Field is going to be mental, isn't it? Evie says we need the D to show up and show out this Saturday. 1,000% agree. And I'm just hoping they're going to get them fired up, man. They shouldn't need it. They shouldn't need firing up, but just have them ready, focused. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how many Packers fans manage to get tickets for this game.
Oh man, yeah.
It'd be quite interesting because I think it could be a bit lovely.
Yeah, well, Big Bill's sack was on Montgomery. That's right. In the Wildcat, they tried a trick play and Billing just.
That's right. Yeah, I've written that down on here because I thought actually that looked like an old Ben Johnson play, didn't it?
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying because they had nothing to look forward to apart from the beach. The Lions, they just pulled all their tricks out of the bag, didn't they?
That's it. And I've written that play down actually because they went a bit Hollywood on us, didn't they? And Montgomery was sort of like left stranded really. And that
was a great play from Brisker. That was a great play from Brisker because Goff was where the ball was going and he just stayed with him, didn't he? That's what blew that play up. Because if he'd have bitten on it and Goff would have been behind him, then Monty would have thrown that ball. But
100%.
Yeah, Peanut Head, I totally agree. Not giving up many points, but can't get off the field. That is what we really need to do. Is get that ball back more quickly so that we can keep the opposition offense off the field. Yeah, if we're only getting a handful of possessions, we only had 8 drives in the weekend. So, you should be aiming for more. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. We need to get that ball back sooner. So, yeah.
So, do you think any of the defence put a decent shift in yourself personally?
Who can I think that stood out? I don't know.
Who's the one who got the interception towards the end?
Kevin Byard.
Byard. Yeah, that was a good play by the guys, and that could have brought us a win towards the end. But and I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, someone's just really surprised me tonight by putting down that average of 18 points conceded at Soldier Field, and I think actually that ain't too bad. So I find it. Like I say, I don't want to go on any negatives, no negatives, because it's been a wonderful season, and it's a team game. And remember when me and you first met on here, you always told me about your 100% theory, and how you break it down on these. And that's I still do think about that because I think it's quite an interesting. Do you want to let the guys know what you used to say, or?
It's just that I kind of like in my head, I imagine that it's like you need to get 100 points. In game point, in sort of plays and things, and in the game, not as in like actual points, but if you imagine there's like a percentage you need to reach to get a win, in terms of how your defense performs, they provide some of it, your offense provides some of it, special teams provide some of it, and then the luck and the officials provide another bit. So I know that you should never say, well, like officials cost us that game because they didn't throw that flag. Yeah, but if you'd have scored on every drive, then you didn't have to worry about it, So. But what people end up looking at is that when you sort of lose a little bit, like your offense hasn't performed well in the first 3 quarters, you're down a few points. You need some of those points from somewhere else. So you either get a lucky flag or a lucky bounce, or you get a defense show up or a special teams miracle, like against Green Bay, an onside kick or whatever, or you get an interception on defense. Those extra points come from there. So those tiny things can make a difference. In the overall scheme, they're not going to change a game in itself. But if your offense has got that many points, your defense got that many, the specials team's got that many, one flag, and one referee decision or non-decision can actually be in a tipping point in that game. So an example, one I thought of recently, and again, we didn't come onto the air last week because of obviously we didn't have a show, did we? But hey, Eve, shut up. Was that what you were doing at work? Was it?
No, I was working, mate.
I know. I was down with a bloody man flu, but. Yeah, in the Niners game, again, you could say that one call won't make a difference, but on that screen pass to McCaffrey that went 23 yards, I thought there was a block in the back on one of our players as he had to break it, and that play went for 23 yards. So you get a block in the back. How many yards is that? A 5 or 10 yard penalty? That is a 23, potentially 33 yard swing on that offensive drive in our favour. It wasn't called. 23 yards down the field, touchdown. 2 plays later. So did that flag cost us? No, non-penalty cost us a game? Probably not. Would it have made a difference at that moment? Yes. So it could have. You don't know. Again, you can't sort of pick individual moments because there'll have been a missed pass, been a drop by a receiver. They all add up. Do you know what I mean? So that's where my sort of theory of that sort of 100% thing comes from.
Like I said to you before, you mentioned that. I think it's before you invited me onto the podcast, and it came to light last Sunday when the poor Baltimore kicker missed the kick to put the Ravens through to the playoffs, and obviously the Steelers went through. And I wonder on that 100%, doesn't really matter. They're going to not blame the kicker, but it's going to be the kicker that's going to be remembered for missing that thing.
Yeah.
A bit in the grand scale of things. Should the Ravens have won? Who knows?
I think that does that kind of, you get it a lot in terms of like looking at games as well. It's the recency bias, isn't it? Because at that moment, that's all you've got left. But if the Ravens had, on another drive when they had to punt, they'd scored a touchdown, that kick doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean about those points. Yes, in terms of that very moment, that's the game on the line. One play, yes or no.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there was also several other percentage points in that game where they could have made it not matter. And any one of those could have shifted that balance, Yeah. So, no, you're right, but that was heartbreaking.
I think you've got an opportunity there, mate. Get on the old NFL website. It's Jason's theory, 100%
Jason's
club.
theory of nothing.
And maybe get a patent on it, mate, because you can make some money out of that.
It's just one little idea in my head. I try to explain. I try to make sense of a chaotic universe and a game. But, Squeegee says maybe the spirit of the 85 Bears will show up and the Bears will shut everyone out until we defeat New England 46-10 in the Super Bowl. It could happen. It totally could. We've already mentioned that, I think, on the previous show, about portents of the, us and the Patriots, 40-year anniversary, meeting them again. Who knows? Roberto Hernandez, welcome. Good to see you. He says, I can't believe this is our first season under Ben Johnson. The NFL should be afraid for next year. Done right, man. I agree that. I mean, someone said it earlier about fixing the D-line in the draft. And look out, Roberto was replying to Tom, saying he's been a bit slack on coverage lately, but we definitely need him back. Gordon will not be game speed fitness ready. That's right, because they've announced that they've opened the window for Kyler Gordon and Braxton Jones to come back today. So they could be, fit to go at some point. Again, I'm just worried about whether he is properly fit, but I do think we miss Kyler Gordon massively on defense. This Gardner Johnson's been great for us, but his coverage skills are not his strength, are they? In the slot, certainly. And again, someone mentioned it. He got injured, didn't he? I think he'll be out. I reckon he was really shaken up, wasn't he, at the end there from that concussion? It was quite a worrying moment actually because he wasn't moving, and that you fear the worst when someone's had a knock and he's not even moving his legs. You know what I mean? It looked like it could have been nasty to start with. So I think we've seen the last of Gardner Johnson this season, unfortunately. Which means, as someone mentioned earlier, or might have mentioned earlier, we're probably going to see Nick McLeod in the secondary now, which is not the best. But, there you go. Tom GI says, am I saying that right? Is it Tom GI says, positive vibes are telling me that Gordon is going to come back and be the X factor on the defense market. Do you know what? I would love that, Tom. I certainly would, because he does make a difference. He's been really unlucky this year with injuries, massively unlucky. So hopefully he can come back. Robert Phillips says, that's a sound theory. Oh, thank you very much. I think it's all about momentum, though. That's why big plays and turnovers are massive, also playing at home. No, I agree. I'm not saying no. It's like any kind of theory. I read a really good investing book once that said that when the investing market is much like football, in that it's swamped with data. You can find numbers on everything. And anything you find is illuminating but not true. So you've got to avoid the sort of reductionism of thinking that one thing means everything. Do you know what I mean? So I find it's interesting, and through the game you're right, and that's what you're absolutely right. The momentum makes a big difference, which is why turnovers are so important. But I think when you sort of look at of the big picture in the game, that's where my 100%. It's just a theory. I'm saying it's not why I say that's how football games are won and lost. I just think in my head, I imagine that's why people get fixated on one referee call, or one bad punt, or one big pass play, one sack, one whatever. Is that these are all little moments that add up to this sort of total of the game. But yeah, momentum is really important. I agree in sport. The scrolls, totally agree. DA needs to start winning on second down. That's why he always seems to get schemed out. Out schemed, sorry. Yeah, Peanut Head is the D was slow and only gets worse as they wear down. That was the problem. Is they need to get off the bloody field, didn't they? They were getting gassed early. But yeah, I agree. We need to get the ball back sooner and then just do better. I think, like I say, I think maybe on defense they were doing the same and not really showing too much of their bag of tricks. Hopefully, they're saving the big plays for the playoffs. So, Tom says people forget so quick how impactful Gordon is when he's out there. He's in on every play. It seems like if he's out there, expect some big plays from him. Interception, tackles for loss, sacks. I hope he's 100%. I totally agree. Yeah, he's a huge part of our defense, really. Yeah, Robert Phillips, another block in the back. I just get so far. And I think I shouted at the TV for that one. I think you're right. I think I spotted that. Steve Rogers says the only time our defense has really showed up is at home. The 12th man being Soldier Field has been a big plus for this team. Let's go. Put your big boy pants on and get ready to play smash mouth football. The road to Super Bowl starts in Chicago. Let's go. Yes, Steve. That's what we want. Definitely. Let's have it. But you're right. I mean, that's what the two seed is quite important, isn't it? It's both the two. We got, if we win our next game, we've got another home game in the playoffs, man. So yeah.
Yeah, some of the comments. There's a really nice comment that just went a bit higher up from Dark. I didn't see. It was his first time watching us, guys. So that was a really nice comment. A bit further up, Jason.
Oh, keep going.
Dark. I didn't see that. I just read it just as it disappeared on my screen. It was a really nice comment.
Down. I'm still catching up.
Oh, okay, mate. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still catching up. I'm working my way through all these. These guys are, really bringing it in chat today, which is great. So
yeah, it's really good. Really good.
So thanks everyone for joining us and being part of the show, man. It's really cool to engage with all of you guys.
No, it's great, and it's nice seeing different people's perspectives as well, because obviously we all see things differently.
The scroll says we have the worst defense of all playoff teams. It would take a miracle. You're right. We've given up the most points of any of the 14 teams in the playoffs. So turnovers. That's what we need. Let's just roll with it, man. There's nothing we can do about it. We got playoff football. Let's fucking get it. Oh, lost audio. Okay, who's lost? Have we lost audio?
I can hear you.
Okay, let us know in the chat if Alex is my name-o. Hello, mate. Good to see you again. I see you on Thursday shows, and he's in here too. Good to see you. Robert Phillips didn't mean that comment sound patronising. Lol. No, I don't know if you. No. There we go. Dark Gift. BL9QB. New to this podcast. Really like you guys. I'm curious, when the Bears play in the evening, do you watch them live or DVR to watch the next day? Well, hello. First of all, thanks for joining us. Great to see you. Thanks for the compliment. We were just talking about that for Saturday, weren't we? I was keeping an eye on maybe getting an early night and getting up and watching it first thing in the morning, but in my little brain, I know that if the Bears are playing, I can't really sleep. So we usually, and I have done all so far this season, as well as the last few seasons, I've stayed up and watched the live games too. So yeah, kicking off at 1:20 a.m. is great fun when you get into bed at about 6 o'clock in the morning after all the post game. But yeah, we tend to. I think Dave's the same. If you're not working at 4 a.m. or whatever, you get up for these stupid starts you do for work. I tend to just watch them live as well, yeah, which is a bit unfortunate, but I'm a zombie the next day.
I think the only game that I haven't watched live was probably the 49ers, because it was on at silly o'clock and I was working. I didn't watch that one, but I had, every time I got up in the night, I quickly kept looking at my phone and stuff. So, when you're a Bears fan, man, you got to be behind the team, and I feel I miss it if I don't know what's going on. And to be fair, half the time I don't know what's going on with the game, because when we're in the group chat, you guys are pointing things out. I didn't even see that, and that's why I enjoy all the watching the guys chat on the side. They're sort of like noticing stuff that I don't, and it's really good. And the chat engagement tonight's been brilliant. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's been all right. I love chatting with these guys because they're just good Bears fans. They know ball. They're just brilliant. I love it. So Tom is disagreeing slightly with Scroll, saying about the defense. He says we really just need to get the offense to put our points on their possessions. These slow starts will drown even great defenses. You're kind of both right, I think, aren't they? I think the defense needs to show up and get the ball back, but we need to score on our possessions in the first half. Squeegee says, we were getting killed by wide receivers crossing over the middle. Gordon should help stop that along with Edmonds. That's what I mean. I'm really pleased. Gardner-Johnson's really contributed massively since he got here, but he just hasn't got the same coverage ability as Gordon, has he? And he's getting burnt, from those crosses. When we were playing some zone as well, I think also in man, I got confused maybe. I thought we were playing a lot of zone, but the commentators seemed to think on Sunday we were playing a load of man coverage. But either way, we were just getting taken to pieces, weren't we, by Goff? So slightly frustrating. Robert Phillips, start gift. If it's a big game, got to watch live. They've all been big this year as we've been winning. Last year, not so much. Yeah, exactly. Tom says he thinks we should take Edmonds off the field on first and second down. He should only be out there on third and medium longs. Complete no-show in the run game. I know he's been getting a bit of shade, isn't he, man? I mean, it's a shame he got injured, Tremaine, because he was playing superbly well before he got injured. I think maybe a bit like Jalen Johnson, he's not really back up to speed yet, but he should be. But I think they like what he can do. He's certainly been better when they moved in from the Mike to the Will and changed his sort of role in the defense. But talking of defense, did everyone see that Matt Eberflus got sacked today?
No, did he?
Yeah, he got fired
okay.
as DC at Dallas.
Dallas.
So,
okay.
So if we need a new defensive coordinator, Booker says you can count on one hand how many holding calls the Bears benefited from. The fact that they don't get holding calls is ridiculous. Jeffrey Jameson says Dennis Allen is pure straight out bum hot garbage again and again and again of a defensive coordinator coach. That's harsh. You have your opinion. I think he's actually done really well in terms of production from turnovers and also that kind of like red zone defense. I think actually we were doing fairly well throughout the season on red zone, third downs, and obviously turnovers on defense, and that's what's helped us win games. But obviously having a fourth, fifth, and sixth string cornerbacks out there, and at one point none of your first three linebackers, I think he's been doing a fairly good job.
To be fair, Jeffrey was pretty upset with Dennis Allen there. What do you call him? A hot bum garbage. That's a terminology.
You're straight up bum hot garbage.
Yeah, that's not really a terminology us Brits use, really, is it?
yeah, the hot garbage thing's not really one for us, is it? But yeah.
I think Dennis is all right. I think Jeffrey just doesn't
he's been doing
him.
a pretty good job, to be fair. We're not getting enough pressure. Yeah. Is that down to talent? Is that down to scheme? I don't know. But we need to fix something on that, certainly. And I got a feeling that obviously we went really offense heavy in the off-season this year. I think we're going to be going defense heavy in the off-season next year. After the playoffs this year. Isn't it nice to be in January and not worrying about the draft yet? So yeah,
I know it's changing subject again, but this year, mate, people will want to come to us. It's a different vibe now.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Armando thinks Jalen Johnson should not be out on the field. He hurts the defense by not attempting to tackle anyone. He sticks one arm out, and that's it. I think a couple of players whiffed a bit on some tackles, didn't they? Some business decisions with an eye on the playoffs, maybe.
100%,
Oh man,
100%.
Jeez, I need to really catch up. That's just someone. I'm sorry, I'm going through every single chat here. And I'm miles because now everyone's saying I can hear you. Audio is good. Steve says it was my feed. Armando, so yeah, I'm way behind. Sorry, guys. I'm too busy chatting with you all. I'm like, I'm just a punter. So I'm gonna have to whiz through the next. Sorry, guys. I'll try and catch up and get back on schedule. Shall I? Where are we?
We must be due a stat one soon, bruv.
So I just move on to that.
Yeah. I know we need Chris to keep us in line. I don't know if Chris is watching on his phone, but we need him just to sort of like give us a nudge to say, look, you're going off track, boys.
I know. We're just sitting here chatting away, aren't we? Chris keeps his show on the rails, doesn't he?
Yeah, he keeps us in line. Yeah, it's a northern thing. Us southerners, we just crack on with things.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, there, Robert, you're right. What made a catch up is we ignored Don Burr. I hadn't seen him come back in the chat. He was here twice. Two of his accounts had already appeared, and I just got rid of him. But then I just caught. He's just joined us again because he's got nothing better to do with his sad little life. Armando,
where's he from then?
It is a fun time to be a Bears fan. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, where's that Don Burr from then?
He's a Detroit fella. So he's often in all the Bears. He's obviously trolling in all the Bears sort of comments sections. I don't know. Again, just get a life, man. But some people engage with him on my YouTube account. I've just got him banned, but obviously this isn't mine. I'm using shorties because that's what I do for the StreamYard. But on mine, I've got him blocked, and the world's a better place, you know. So that's my recommendation to everyone. But yeah, I got rid of him, and keep doing it. I'll keep doing it. I'll do it again. Anyway, someone says something there. Where is it? Start gift. Whining about the defense is a waste of time. Can't be improved until the off season. The offense needs to step up. It's like at the moment, we know where we are. We know what our weaknesses are. We've got playoff football. Let's just worry about that. Enjoy the ride. Embrace the fact that this is Viso Joe, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Lions firing their OC is hilarious. After the line, have they fired their OC? I know that Dan Campbell took over the play calling. Anyway, enough. Right, let's get on to the bit. This is going to take some time, boys. I told you. I have got boys and girls. Sorry, Evie, I do apologise, and Patty Lara. Where are we? I have got a super duper end of season special for you in this section of the show. Right, fill up your glasses. Get yourselves ready. This is going to take a while. So,
Rightio.
so yeah, I've got my stat bomb. But I've got some for the Bears, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a round the NFL special for the end of the season because there's some crazy shit going on out there, man. I tell you. Here we go. So as you said earlier, we all saw it. Caleb Williams has broken the single season record for passing yards for a Bears quarterback ever in franchise history with 3,942. Yeah, well done. He beat Erik Kramer's record. He didn't quite get to the 4,000 yards, but it doesn't matter. We've had a run game. We're in the playoffs, so who gives a shit? It'll come. I'm happy with that. So you talked about a turnaround, okay? So let's look at our offensive rankings from last year to this year. Last season, in total yards on offense, we were 32nd in the league, dead last, worst in the league. 25th in rushing yards and 31st in passing yards. This season, total yards was 6th in the NFL, rushing yards 3rd, passing yards 10th. We've got a top 10 offense in Ben Johnson's first year as head coach, boys and girls. So soak it up, enjoy it. It's going to be a hell of a ride for the next few years.
It's a fantastic stat, mate. That's brilliant. No, that is such an uplifting thing to hear.
Turnaround or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Caleb Williams is the first Bears quarterback to start every game in 2 consecutive seasons since Bob Avellini in 1976 and 77. So, yeah. Like, however many years that is that nearly 50 years that we haven't had a quarterback can manage 2 whole seasons. So, yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it? Maybe that long continue. So, okay, so the 2025 Bears, right, since the league realignment to 8 divisions of 4 teams, the first time this ever happened was in the 2010 Chiefs, right? They were the first team to win their division, but have a losing divisional record. And they've done the same as the Bears because we've done it for the second time only since the league realignment. We've won our division whilst having a losing record in division. Well, our record in division is 2-4. We won 2 division games and lost 4, but we've won the division. And that's only the second time since the league realignment that's happened after the Chiefs in 2010, sorry. And interestingly, actually, in that year as well, the Raiders in their division, the Raiders swept their division at 6, and they went 6-0 in the division, but then they finished 8-8. So there you go, in 2010. Colston Loveland, you mentioned him earlier. He finished the regular season leading the team in receiving yards with 713. This is the first time a Bears rookie has been the leading receiver since Willie Gault in 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. And also with Colston Loveland, he said he had a great game. He had a great game, which he did. Right, he now joins Brock Bowers as the only 2 rookie tight ends in NFL history to have 10 or more receptions in a single game before their 22nd birthday. So he's only 21 years old, Colston Loveland.
I didn't realise he was that young. I didn't realise he was that young.
Only him and Brock Bowers in NFL history have had a rookie tight ends with 10 or more receptions in a game. And then finally for the Bears, before I move around the NFL, this is the first game. Like Cairo Santos has played over 160 NFL games. This is the first game in his entire career where he got 0 points.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up actually on the old special teams. Poor old Santos.
He just did kickoffs. Yeah, because we just went for 2-point conversions and got them both.
Both times.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the first time in his entire career he's got 0 points in the game. Okay, so let's head around the NFL. So this time, the NFC North, as you know, because obviously we lost to the bloody Lions on Sunday, they finished with a 9-8 record. So this is only the second time that a whole division has had a winning record to end the season. The only other time was a 2024 AFC North when every team had a winning record. So that's only the second time.
Tough league we're in.
Here's one I'm going to really enjoy. Since 2015, there were only 7 first-round wide receivers picked to not get a receiving touchdown in their rookie season. Kadarius Toney, Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross, Kevin White, John Doctson, and Laquan Treadwell. This season, Green Bay's first-round pick, Matthew Golden, joined that list to be 8th. So only the 8th rookie receiver to not get a single touchdown in his rookie year since 2015.
What's the reason for that one? Is he injured or is he just not playing?
Just Green Bay sucks, man. That's why. So Golden and Kadarius Toney are the only 2 to do it since the NFL moved to 17 games in 2021. Whoa, breaking news. Vizzo Joe. The Ravens have just fired their head coach.
Oh, what's the kicker?
Well, there you go. Breaking news, Vizzo Joe. Anyway, sorry, interruption to stat bomb. Robert Phillips says, really, Jason, how the hell do you come up with this stuff? No, I need to get a life, don't I, Robert? I know. Anyway, right, where was I? Sorry, you just thrown me off there. But yeah, crazy. I saw this on Red Zone. I couldn't find confirmation, right? I was looking through, trawling the internet for this. But I'm sure they said it on Red Zone when I was watching the recap, is that 3 teams this season have had a pick six, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the same game. 3 times this season that's happened. And apparently all 3, this is what the commentator said, was all 3 have come against the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's kind of crazy if that's happened.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the poor New York Jets now. Yeah, I know. I don't want to kick someone with a down, but, you know.
Fuck it. It's normally us. We're normally the shit team of the season. So
you're right. We're normally the ones taking the boots, aren't we? So let's just enjoy it. So they started recording interceptions as a stat in 1933. And this year is the very first time that a team has gone through an entire season without 1 interception. The Jets have had not a single interception all season. That's the first time ever since they started recording stats in the stats in 1933. And the poor Jets have also become the first team in NFL history to lose 5 straight games by 23 points or more. They've had a rough year, to put it mildly. So the Chiefs and the Raiders, you may have seen that humdinger of a match. They set a record for the most made field goals in a game. And it was also the most combined points in a game when neither team scored a touchdown, because there was 26 points in the game. It was 14-12. 3 field goals each and a safety for the Raiders. So the highest number of points ever in a game where neither team got a touchdown. And to demonstrate what a grim game that was, the first 4 drives in that game managed a combined total of -5 yards on both sides. Onto the NFC South.
It's highlighting how exciting the Bears have turned things around, isn't it?
Yeah, careful what you wish for. You might be as bad as the
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, NFC South, right? With the Falcons winning over the Saints at the weekend, that means that all teams in that division went 3-3 against division opponents. They had split the division completely. The Panthers won that division, as we know, with an 8-9 record, which is only the 5th time in NFL history a team with a losing record has made the playoffs in a non-strike year. They are the first team in NFL history to make the playoffs twice with a losing record, as they did it in 2014 with a record of 7-8-1 tie. Boom. Sam Darnold, again, one of your lad I will be interested in.
Good player.
He is only the second quarterback in NFL history to win 14 games in consecutive seasons. The only other player to do it was Tom Brady in 03 and 04, which means that Darnold is the first team to do it the first player to do it on 2 separate teams.
Yeah, well, who was it? Who did he play? Who got rid of him to go to the Seahawks?
The Vikings.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Replaced him with JJ
Crazy.
McCarthy. I know.
Crazy.
Okay. So the 2025 Jags, the 2025 Patriots, and the 1999 Colts are the only 3 teams in history to win 13 or more games in a season following a season where they lost 13 or more games. So last year, they all lost 13 or more games. This year, they all won 13 or more games, and that's only the 3 teams that have done it. 99 Colts, 25 Patriots, and Jags. And the Eagles are the only repeat division winners this year in 2025. That's breaking a 20-year streak of no one repeating a division win in that NFC East for 20 years. No one's doubled up in 20 years on that division. 4 of last year's division winners have failed to make the playoffs this year. The Chiefs, the Lions, the Bucks, and the Ravens. And 5 of this year's division winners are teams that didn't make the playoffs last year, which is obviously the Bears, the Panthers, the Seahawks, Patriots, and Jags. And then finally, as I'm sure you all want to probably get onto something quite normal instead of this weird shit, is just to try and give everyone a bit of a lift. In the playoff teams that have lost their final regular season game are 22-5 in home playoff openers since 2011. So of the playoff teams that lost their final regular season game, when they have a home playoff opener, they've gone 22-5 in that period since 2011. So there is hope for us all yet. Keep the faith.
Oh, wow.
Fuck Green Bay. See you on Saturday. There you go.
Super. Triple duper, marvellous stat bomb, mate. I enjoyed every minute of that, and it was nice hearing about other teams as well. Fantastic, mate.
No, just for a change. I just started scrolling through all this rubbish, and there was a loads of stuff going on this year, man. I think not that motherfucker, said Robert Phillips.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brilliant. I think once this season's over, we need to do like a roundup of the NFL year. I think because a couple of those stats threw me. Like, when you said, did you say 4 divisional winners last year didn't even get in the playoffs, like your Chiefs, your Ravens?
Lions.
That's fucking crazy, man. We're all so used to the last few years, Chiefs just dictating what they want. Seeing fucking Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I ain't got a problem with her, but it's the coverage, and it's nice. It's going to be so much more refreshing this year. It's going to be a fresh angle, and fuck me, I hope the Bears go all the way now.
Really incredible, isn't it? Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, that's I can't. I'm trying to see if there's anything major in the chat. I'm apologies.
I don't know where's Jeffrey Jameson based, because he really doesn't like Dennis Allen, does he?
He doesn't, does he? That's fair enough. Everyone's got an opinion. It's allowed.
Yeah, where are you from, Jeffrey?
As long as he's polite, you don't mind.
Yeah, he is. No, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. But yeah, he's got a defensive mind. So I'd be interested to know where he's from and does he play the game, or what gives him those thoughts on that. It'd be good to hear from him.
Robert Phillips says no kickoff stats in there. Thought that would be in there with the newest rules. Sorry, Robert, I've let you down, haven't I? I'll have a look at that for next time. I know they kept them because it really reduced. I know they've there's been way fewer touchbacks, and there's also more kick returns, more excitement, but also there has been fewer injuries from what I initially saw. So they're definitely keeping it.
I think Robert Phillips is keeping on your toes there, mate.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, giving me a little job there. I have to watch out.
You don't reckon he's going incognito and he's up in Leeds somewhere, this guy, do you?
No, I don't know. Or maybe it's some ESPN journo trying to get me to do his donkey work for him.
Maybe.
And he says, can I have a punt stat? Can he say, I'll try and make a note of this. All right. Robert Phillips. Let me get where I've got a pen. Let me get a pen. I'll make a note of this for you. He wants some kicking and punting stats for next week.
Well, you gave him Santos and all that. He didn't have too much to do last week, did he?
There was one little one. I'd like to keep the audience happy. Yeah. Robert Phillips is well. Are you Welsh? Is he? That's probably an appropriate name. I think he might have been in here before. I can't keep up with everyone. I don't know if you take requests. No, you're right. I don't normally, but whatever. I'm all giddy for a Super Bowl. Yes, so Super Bowl week. Oh, crikey, that's a Freudian slip. Playoff week. Who knows?
Yeah, nice one, Robert. I think I follow Robert on Twitter actually, and I may be wrong, but I think I've spoken to him before. Yeah, it's good. There's Bears fans all over the UK.
He said he was in here last time after the Packers win. Yeah, nice one. Good. I'm sorry I don't remember every single person that turns up in there. I've got enough to do with my stat bomb and running the chat and all this other stuff. So I do apologise for, I'm a bit tired. But yeah, here we go. Anyway, another thing I saw as well is that Ian Cunningham, our deputy GM, is being interviewed by the Falcons, and apparently is a favourite for their GM job. So, yeah, so that's another bit of news. So if that does happen, which I guess it was going to happen eventually, I mean, he may want to stay on. It depends what they offer him. But obviously, if and when he does go, we'll get 2 compensation picks. One in this.
So who employed him? Did Poles actually employ him?
He did, I think. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, Robert, I think we get 2. You get 2 draft picks, compensation picks. One in this year's draft, one in next year's third rounders. Armando said, I don't believe the NFL changed kickoffs and punts for safety. They just don't want another Devin Hester to take over. No, I think they changed the rules because of Hester previously, didn't they? But this one was done, I think, because there was a higher percentage of injuries happening on kick returns, so they changed the rules that everyone's at a standing start rather than sort of full speed at each other from 20 yards away. So Squeegee says that Ian was also mentioned as a favourite pick of Miami for their GM job too. So, yeah, that's potential. He's going to go somewhere soon, isn't he? But we'll see.
Yeah.
We can't do anything about it, but just keep an eye on that one as the Black Monday happens, and all the sackings start happening after the end of the season. So, But yeah, if Izzo Joe says having Gordon back can make a difference, yeah, hopefully he's going to be 100% and ready to go. Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? Because I think we're going to lose. Gardner Johnson, aren't we? I think that concussion looked pretty bad when he got helped off the field. So yeah, that's a wrap. All right, fellas. You want anything to add about Sunday or anything else, mate, before we move on to Saturday night's game?
I think we've spoke everything we need to talk about the game. I think let's move on to let's go to the business end, mate.
We've kicked the arse out of it, haven't we? Let's move on to Saturday, to the playoffs, to the Bears at home at Soldier Field, to the Green Bay Packers. What was your first thoughts on that when that happened?
As you were just saying it, the hairs on the back of my neck were going up, man. I just want to see the Soldier Field crowd. I want to see the partisan atmosphere, everyone with their towels, just getting behind the team. Anyone in the stadium that's wearing a Packers jersey, I just want people to snarl at them, spit at them, swear at them.
Whoa! Spitting's a bit strong, mate. Come on, that's a bit. Throw some cheese at them, maybe.
I want to see lots of those cheese graters hats. There's like that company that's been promoting themselves. It's fantastic. And anything to make them feel uncomfortable. Turn their fucking eaters off on the sidelines again. Let's make them uncomfortable. And I just want I'm only joking, but I just want to see an atmosphere there that Green Bay will not be comfortable in. I want Caleb to come out all guns blazing. And for once, I want us to be leading from the front rather than chasing the game, because I think it's our turn to shine, mate. And I'm so excited for it. And, and I just think it's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be tense.
I agree. Yeah. It's going to be... hang on. Let's get rid of that. Oh, who's that? Eddie Harrington Hellfire. I'm glad I was recommending you guys. A buddy of mine told me to check you guys out. Nice one. Welcome, Eddie. Good to see you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah. Good to have you in. Thanks for joining us. We're not experts by any means, but we love the Bears. We love a bit of football, and it's great to chat with you guys.
Yeah.
In our chat every week.
What's your gut feeling for the Sunday morning game of the year, mate? It's going to be the game of the year, isn't it?
It is the game of the year, isn't it? It's the playoffs. It's the Packers. It's the Soldier Field. Like I say, I want it to be rocking, and what we really want is to just get out. Like I say, we just don't want the offense struggling. Early on. Hopefully, he's got a game plan. We can execute it. Hopefully, that home field advantage would sort of tell, with the crowd noise and then being up for it.
Man, I wish I was there.
I know.
I wish it, mate.
It'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Yeah, Robert Phillips says it's game of the last 5 to 8 years, man. It's like 15 years since we won a playoff game. Obviously, the last one was double doink, wasn't it, and all that. But Cliff Victoria, better late than never. Good to see you, mate. Welcome in. All right, you can get out of it now.
I still feel the Packers are a good team. Jordan Love. How'd you rate him as a QB, mate?
Do you know, I actually, in a weird way, I actually fear Malik Willis more than I do Jordan Love. Because he's more dangerous. He's more dangerous with his legs. He's more mobile. He's more, he'll hurt us with his legs. I'm not bothered either way who their quarterback is. I just want to, get at him. Okay. Peanut Head says, great Bears talk, and I can work on my real English.
Good, man. But yeah, so what? Any Packers players that you're wary of?
I mean, like I said, they are a good team. Obviously, everyone knows about. They lost Micah Parsons. That's made a difference. They've got a few injuries. I think Zach Tom, the right tackle, might be coming back. Who they've been sort of relying on. He's been solid for them. I think Josh Jacobs used to be a problem, but I think he's been nicked up and he's been struggling with a knee injury for some time. So I don't know how much we'll see of him, but we just need to be physical, because those that are. I don't know about Watson, Robert Phillips. I tried to have a little look at their injury report earlier, but I haven't seen anything. But yeah, we don't, because it's Tuesday. We don't see any injury report yet. Although it might be early because it's a Saturday game. We might get the first one today. I don't know, but we come on air before then.
In the comments, I just noticed in the comments as well. Someone said I didn't see who wrote it about the weather being particularly windy and possible snow.
Yeah, so I mentioned that. The thing is, it's Green Bay, innit? So they're not bothered by a bit of cold weather. It'll matter next,
So that to me suggests, it's got to be a running game then, isn't it?
potentially, yeah, which could suit us maybe. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, let's what we look at. We normally go into the rankings, don't we? So Bears offense is ranked 6th in total yardage, 10th in the passing yardage, third in the run game, and then 9th in terms of points scored, which matches up to the Packers defense, whose total yardage is ranked 12th. Their pass defense is ranked 11th. Their run defense is ranked 18th in terms of the yards they're giving up, and they're ranked 11th in points conceded per game. So in terms of direct matchups, every category we outmatch the rankings for the Packers. But then, unfortunately, as you might expect, it's also the opposite way around for our D against their offense. So their passing offense is ranked 17th, I think. Is that a 9? I can't read my own writing. 17th, right? Total yards 15th, rushing they're 15th, and then points per game 16th. So they're quite really right in the middle of the pack. But our defense, as you know, we all know they give up a lot of yardage. So 29th in total yardage, 22nd in passing yardage. We're ranked 27 against the run, giving up 134 yards a game, and 23rd overall in points. So yeah, we need our defense to show up and have a good game, really. Excuse me.
Yeah, and also what one of the guys said earlier as well about the head coach being under a bit of pressure. That could be interesting.
Could be.
If the Bears get into them early.
And exactly this, Sweegie, we need to get after that ball, man. Takeaways change games totally. And that's why we are where we are. You know, if you look at how we rank defensively, it's it's just, I agree, Eddie. Let's run the ball, run it down their throats like we did before. And then someone said, Robert said, be interested to see what our run game has ranked over the more recent period, like 5 games. I feel like we've gone off the boil. I think I agree. We certainly have. It feels like our running game hasn't been so good this last few games.
Good point, Robert. Yeah, very good point.
So I agree. But that's what we want, is get them fired up, run the ball down their throats, and just get in front early. That's D-Star and says, if all the vendors sell fried cheese, maybe the smell will distract Green Bay. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Scroll says he'd like to see some more deep balls to stress the defense and maybe get some pass interference calls. Oh, that's another stat that I saw, but I didn't put it in, is that over the regular season, Caleb is joint top of the NFL for quarterbacks with touchdowns of more than 20 yards with 11. Him, Matthew Stafford, and Bo Nix, 11 touchdowns of 20-plus yards.
Company then. He's in good company.
He is, exactly. He leads the league in that. So, joint, you know. Yeah, Tom says, let the Chicago Park District employees break the heaters again. I think they meant when that happened. I think they mentioned in the rules that I think they mentioned on the broadcast last time that if that happens, they have to turn the home heaters off as well. So, I think the thing is, I think the same should apply when you go and play in Tampa or in bloody Miami when they put the away team in the baking sun and they're in the shade. Surely that's the same but opposite. So we should be, if they're allowed to do that to us when we go and play there, and surely we should be allowed to turn their heaters off when they come to us, man. Heat is just as dangerous as the cold, I'll have you know. But yeah, I think it's going to be rocking. The place is going to be, absolutely buzzing in it. Robert says apparently the Packers were responsible for their own heaters. That's what you read. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
Heatergate rolls on. Who knows where it'll end? But yeah. I'm just looking forward to it, man. I just can't wait for a playoff game. It's just going to feel different, isn't it? I think it was a little bit sort of flat this week. We knew we wanted the 2 seed, but, we're in the playoffs. I just, can't wait, man. Can't wait for playoff football.
I think the Sunday was definitely the calm before the storm, mate.
Yeah, let's hope so. I think you'll have them locked in. Because that's going to sting, isn't it? But like I said, the last time they lost 2 games in a row, they went and won the next 4. So, let's see if that happens again.
Yeah,
I think we're definitely considered underdogs, aren't we? Because of our defense. We've given up the most points in terms of all the playoff teams. So we'll just see where we end up, man. Yeah, Robert Phillips. I know that people have been trying to get him, aren't they? That Cheese Grater Hat Company are getting their overtime in right now.
Good for them.
But yeah. Shorty says playoffs. I forgot what this even feels like. Yeah, brilliant, man. Just can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Well,
like
to
I
be
say,
honest
fourth
with you
phase,
guys,
another
I'm
rocket.
normally focusing getting ready for the spring training for the baseball this time of year because
I know.
Bear season's normally over.
Yeah, totally. I think, yeah, that's just it's you normally we're looking at the draft, aren't we? I've always our eyes are moving towards the draft in terms of who we're going to pick, and I think the lowest I think we're at 25 right now in terms of draft pick. So who cares? Right now, it doesn't matter. Playoff football first. So
No,
exciting
and I
times
think
ahead.
also, from the guys on this side of the pond, viewing has been very difficult over the last few years, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Cliff
yeah,
says my friend's birthday is Saturday. His wife wanted us to go out to dinner with them. Lol. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, I bless my poor wife who puts up with all this shit. She's been trying to. We've had some friends trying to say, "Oh, can we come and see? We can just arrange something for the weekend." And I'm going, "Well, I need to see where the Bears are playing first." It's like we need to. So all of my current social engagements at the weekend has got a big asterisk next to them. Says pending based on when the Bears are playing. So, yeah. Yes, yeah. Shorty says shit. Bear season was over in October last year. Oh dear, Ken can fuck off as well, can't he? So get rid of that. More.
sorry, mate, you got me there.
Oh, he's got multiple accounts. Look at this dude. Bye. See you later. Anyway, yeah. D Staron says I don't want this dream season to end. Totally agree, man. Yeah, Robert, again, brilliant comment. If we weren't playing the Packers, our off-season vibes would be that it's positive. We made the playoffs. This result could change the whole off-season narrative. And I think that'll be it. We need to just keep our keep everything calm, and just, yeah. Squeegee says, it sounds like Cliff's friend is coming over for a barbecue. Yes, Cliff. When the Bears win this week, the season will be successful. Exactly. And that's what I think. Let's just win next week, and then whatever happens. Because the chances are actually that if we do win our game on Saturday, when we win our game on Saturday, we're going to have a warm weather team come into the Soldier Field, aren't we? It's going to be probably, who else could it be? It's either going to be the Niners or the Rams or the Carolina Panthers. So whoever they're playing, who are they playing? Anyway, it's a good chance. It's a good chance that we're going to be playing a warm weather team in Soldier Field if we win. So
perfect. We'll have some of that, mate. We'll have some of that.
Yeah, Armando. He remembers last year Jason was here for the Seahawks game and Shorty was wearing his shirt backwards. What a difference a year makes, man. Yeah, I know, crazy, huh? What a difference.
Yeah.
Cliff says, Squeegee, we're going out Friday instead. Eddie Harrington is a proper Bears fan. He says, I hate the Packers with every fibre of my being. Eagles, thanks for that, Joe. That's the other one that's down there below us. So there you go. They won't be. They're not.
Yeah, in my mind, actually, I thought the Eagles were. We could be lining up against them, but hey ho, who knows?
Robert Phillips
It
says,
doesn't matter who we got. Doesn't matter who we get.
Exactly. Yeah. Robert says, if we win on Saturday, I don't care what happens, like in the rest of my life. Love it. And everyone's agreeing with Eddie. They hate Green Bay with every fibre.
So do we go with a score prediction today, mate?
Huh? Go on.
We go for a score prediction?
Oh, I see. He wants to get out of here. Look, 4-game win streak. Let's go. You're probably right. I might go and get a drink. But yeah. Let's finish with a prediction. Score prediction. I'm going to say Bears 63, Packers 3. What's yours?
It ain't that. Definitely a Bears win. Oh no. Around the Packers will score. We know they're going to score. If we can keep them below 20 points and we get anything between 25 plus, we're going to win. So close game, tight game. Packers will definitely score, but Caleb will light Soldier Field.
Look at that. Shorty says, bold prediction, Bears will beat Green Bay, the Seahawks will lose in round 1, and the Bears will become the number 1 seed again.
My boy would be pissed off, but tough shit, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Your lad's, I don't know if everyone knows, but your lad is a Seahawks fan. Scroll says Bears 45, Packers 44. I have a feeling it could be a scoring game, because the offenses outrank the defenses on both sides. So Who
I
knows?
think if that prediction comes up, I need to get my blood pressure pills back.
Exactly. I know.
That'd be a struggle. That'd be a struggle to watch that one.
Robert says he'll take a 2-0. Sweat gets a safety. Evie says 34-17 Bears. Cliff Victoria says Bears 27, Packers 21. Squeegee
Yeah, that's
says
where I'm going with that, round there.
Squeegee says to my prediction, 3 points. No way Green Bay will score that many.
Perfect, take that.
Shorty says 28-24 Bears. Oh, Armando. He says, my brother-in-law married to Patty's sister is a Packers fan, and my father-in-law is a Bears fan, and they live in his house.
Jesus, man.
Oh, dear. That's going to be fun. Flatulence Man says Packers 0, Bears 50.
Thank you, Flatulence Man.
Steve Rogers, I'm loving this, man. He says revenge season, beat Green Bay, beat the 49ers, win the NFC, and then beat Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. I'll take that all day long.
Take that. Yeah.
And Shorty says he'll not be cleaning his garage again for this game. Fuck Green Bay. For those of you that missed that hasn't seen it, on the Green Bay game at home in Soldier Field when we had our amazing comeback, Shorty was so fed up that he went and cleaned his garage before the game had finished. His fourth quarter, he went and cleaned his garage instead. So he then had to watch it on catch-up.
We still haven't seen photographic evidence of how clean his garage is either, have we?
Yeah, I want to see before and after pictures.
Yeah, let's have some of that.
Right, mate. We better get out of here. I want to just say a massive thank you to all you guys in the chat. You've been on fire tonight. It's been really fun engaging with you guys, chatting, just shooting the shit, man. Awesome time. Great to see you all in the chat. Great to chat with you, Dave.
Thank you, mate. And you.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We better just get the hell out of here and get some sleep before we stay up all night on Saturday. And yeah, so should we just finish this with a big fat bear down?
Yes, mate.
Bear down, brother.
We are all Bears. We are all Bears. We are all Bears. The British Bears.